no home, ain't got no shoes, ain't got no money, ain't got no class, ain't got no pants, ain't got no sweater, ain't got no perfume, ain't got no bed, ain't got no mind, ain't got no father, ain't got no mother, ain't got no friends, ain't got no school, ain't got no love, ain't got no day, ain't got no ticket, ain't got no token, ain't got no car. Got my hair, got my head, got my brains, got my ears, got my eyes, got my nose, got my mouth. I got my smile. I got my arms, got my hands, got my fingers, got my legs, got my feet, got my toes, got my liver,
good version.
got my blood. Ain't got no home, ain't got no car.
I'm back.
Ain't got no money, ain't got no class.
Gary DeForve. DeForve is back. Welcome. Welcome to the world of Gary DeForve. No. The subject of today's video is Mr. Tim Black, who I've been following for quite a long time. People accuse me, like, you don't seem to know what Tim Black is all about. When I go and I've had the Twitter feuds and whatnot, so there's a little bit I'm going to try to do, like, I don't know how long it's going to be. Got my hands, got my bones, got my eyes, got my nose, got my mouth, I got my smile. See, I'm going to talk about Bombard's body language, you know, like the fake ass. There's one lady named Bombard's body language. They do the fake ass, like, body language, and they say, like, oh, the Democrats are lying and the Republicans are the truth tellers. He's giving you the, you can't really see it because it's too close. Can I zoom in this motherfucker? Camera? He's giving you the, this is, you could all see this. This is the Alex Jones interview, so you can check it out. Please do. AlexJones.com. I don't fucking know what it is. I'd like to see. So I guess I gotta hear what Tim Jones, I'm gonna go into exactly what, I'm just gonna start with this. Well, the prologue is that I've been following Black for a long time. He's teamed up with H.A. Goodman. He's teamed up with Jamal Thomas, Sane Progressive. This whole group that I've identified, that Gary DeForve, sounding super nasal again. So should I try to sound not nasal? Gary DeForve is identified as, it's kind of like basically, yeah, what are they? Are they Cambridge Analytical operatives? Are they right-wing operatives? Who do they work for? Do they work for the Mercers? Do they work for the Russians? Does Lee Camp work for the Russians? Are the Russians working with the Mercers and Cambridge Analytica? Well, they're already working with Cambridge Analytica, right? So they do have a united goal with the Cambridge Analytica thing, which is a British company, which is now, intervening, and Russia, of course, is intervening, like however that's going down. And then you have, RT has all these libertarians who actually do have a pro-Trump bias. I would say ultimately RT pretends to have a sort of that they take all sides. I mean, they have that's an interesting point where they have like another sort of, it seems to be, really it is, I guess it's establishment because, it pretends to be an establishment, but of course, that if there's less government, there's more private. It sounds like free and private. Well, that means more control of the very wealthy is what libertarian, it's just like say if there's no government, it's just like, I'm just going by that basic premise. If you want to call up Gary DeForve and argue about libertarianism, please. I would love to hear what your take on it is, because to me, it just doesn't make any sense. So I'll just say like what doesn't make sense to me. And you could say, if you want to debate me, please, I would be delighted. Anyway, that's why I'm trying to out him, because it sounds like he's like a fake, which libertarianism is basically a fake philosophy to lure in this case, people who don't like war, people who really hate war. Of course, he really hates war. He's very much Lee Camp. It's another one I've been like, I'm going to do some stuff on too. Hello, Lee. This is Gary. My name is Gary DeForve. Anyway, let's listen to a delightful clip from, really, I love these. Alex Jones is like the class. This is what Tim Black is trying to be. You know, like in this world, he's trying to, in my opinion. Because, okay, the backstory, he had broken up, we know about H.A. Goodman, who was like almost like the ringleader of this, let's see if I can get that picture up here. Let's see if I can get that picture. He's the ringleader. I need that one. Let's see. I want to show like directly how you look for this stuff, like how you would determine like who with who and like how to see a fake. Like what, in my opinion, like if someone's not talking, it's like a very simple litmus test. They got to have like some like Peter Joseph and Lee Camp came out against economic populism. They came out against, and they said they're not talking about capitalism, man. Well, we have Bernie Sanders, who's the only United States senator who calls himself a socialist and got 47% of the vote. Okay, that's different. So if you want to jump on that train for any reason, if you want to get together and be like with the left, obviously you know where to go. Unless you, of course, Bernie is like, he's a war guy, man. I mean, I don't see it. It's like he voted for this and this and this and this. So Bernie now is causing the wars. Bernie's the one. That's why I talk about Lawrence Steiner too. Bernie's the one causing the war because Bernie, you know, somehow, well, he'll say like, oh, I believe that Assad caused the Syria attacks, right? So, and now Amy Goodman says that, and maybe Cenk Uygur says, well, we don't know. You know, that's when they say like, oh yeah, I saw him say on this, he'll say like, we're the only one, me and Jamal Thomas. I shouldn't do it like a two. But that's the thing is he's like using his blackness to appeal to like unsuspecting whoever who think like, oh, this is a liberal black guy. I can trust him. He's not. Let's just get into this. Now, what I want to show is this list of people who are in this, what I call the libertarian, well, this is just one ring of them. This doesn't mean this is everybody. This doesn't mean that these are the people who work for necessarily that I think, well, here's one of them right here, who's a moron, who platforms the same guy, Dane Bigington, who I would say that like he doesn't have the evidence. And here's the thing, it's like it's very easy to I'll just debunk like Dane Bigington really quick here. It's not like someone's like, if this stuff was happening and he had the evidence, people would want to know. A real journalist would want to know. So Dane Bigington, the fact that he's the only guy, I mean, that's what I'm saying. A cult, the first thing they tell you, everyone else is lying. That's what Dane Bigington says. Everyone's lying about the chemtrails. Obviously, chemtrails is total bullshit. I mean, if there's evidence, that's why I say, I mean, you'd have to believe that Dane Bigington is the only one and this lady are the only people in the world telling you the truth. Is that what you believe? These two people? Dane Bigington, who goes on Alex Jones, and Claudia Stauber.
She's the cabin lady. Hi, I'm the cabin lady, Claudia Stauber.
Okay, that's my Stauber. I'll do it like a Stauber with I want to get a fright wig so that I can
properly. I'm even going to make, Dane Bigington.
Of course, she's already blocked me. Of course. Because you call them out, and they're like, oh, instant block. So Tim Black hasn't insta-blocked me. Kudos. He thinks he can still get away. He thinks he can still escape, like being part of this group. Let's see if he fits. Let's see if he fits the profile. That's what I'm doing here. I'm just amateur, whatever. I mean, it's really funny because I'm going after the same kind of people. I work for the FBI, I would like to. What the hell? It's realism. This is an excellent, my friend's libertarian exorcism project and names for horses. Highly recommend this channel. or this, it's really not very popular because no one pays attention to it because I don't think this guy's so brilliant. He's just one of those people who understand shit, and all these people obviously don't, and they're taking advantage. Okay, here it is. This is what I was looking for. H.A. Goodman's coalition. I can't blow this up, I guess. I don't know how to blow this up. And I don't know how it would look. Save image as. I'm going to save the image as. Well, it's already saved as. So, let's see if I can blow it up. Oh, fuck it. I'll just read some of the names. Let's go to Nico House. I don't know. Outer Light Guy. I don't know. I can barely read this. It's so small. Defongo. I don't know who that is. Bullshit Man. Hard Bastard is a definite right-winger. I mean, he doesn't pretend not to be a right-winger. LB the Realist. I wonder what he's up to. Jamal Thomas is totally, Zoan Politicon is just like Caitlin Johnston. Cabin Talk with Claudius Davis. Same progressive, total, right-wing liar. It's not like subtle that these people are totally doing like total like right-wing BS. I mean, it's like she talks about everything's a false flag, and it's just like, I mean, if you want to say that, like, yeah, maybe her and Alex Jones and all the right-wing nutballs, maybe they're the ones who have the truth. It's possible. Maybe they're the only ones with the truth. And the rest of the academia and journalists don't really want to give you the truth. That's why I even found out, like, I think Oliver Stone is kind of in on it too, because he's like, you're funny. Maybe I'll do a show on that. He says, you're that's a pretty good Oliver Stone. You're funny. I like you. Anyways, yeah. My Oliver Stone, as good as Oliver Stone. How come I can talk as Oliver Stone without sounding like a talking nose? Anyways, here's his coalition of independent media. H.A. Goodman has since gone to the dark side and become a Trump supporter. So let's see. Now we're going to go to Tim Black's. We're going to just click on the Tim Black talking to Alex Jones, and then we'll just wait.
In fact, they've got the walkout going to take the guns or whatever. If the young people want to do that, that's
okay. We'll have to go back.
Their issue. The
walkout day, nonetheless. Hey man, thank you for having me, Alex. I appreciate it, man. On a school walkout day, nonetheless. So it's great, man.
That's right. In fact, they've got the walkout going to take the guns or whatever.
So he mentions the walkout. We'll turn it up a little. I'm still they got the school walkout day to take the guns. And which we know is not true. That the kids don't want to take the guns. Let's see if Tim Black pushes back on any. It's almost like, to me, this is like Alex Jones is saying from the get-go, you're in with me. You're going to agree with my bullshit. I'm not going to push and say that that's total bullshit. And watch.
If the young people want to do that, that's their issue. But, Soros is funding that.
Yep. No, Soros is not funding them. We know Soros is not funding them. This is a fact. You can look it up. I mean, if you go to him, you won't find it. If you're in a closed information loop outside of the world of academia and journalism, which that's the left. Academia and reality has a left or whatever bias.
Yeah, it's not that. It's just at the young.
And of course, we know that the Democrats are totally corrupt from that. If you don't understand the whole progressive thing, you got to watch I would say the Young Turks, Tom Hartman, Sam Cedar to get it orientate yourself to what is considered to be really happening before you start to go to other sources like Tim Black, who has no fucking clue what's going on.
People are concerned, regardless of Soros' involvement, they just see violence. They see violence, they see death, and they're just scared. They're kids, Alex. So, in the spirit of that, I'm glad to be here with you and just, recognizing that, I do support these young people.
They're kids. They're just kids.
Absolutely. I mean, it's good to say that up front. The left will say crucify it for daring to come on my show, but shouldn't we all agree that they're targeting anti-war people, period?
Oh, yeah, brother. Yes, absolutely they are. I mean, that's why I appreciate what you said earlier before I came on, where you expressed that, anyone...
You said targeting anti-war people. So now Alex Jones is trying to say, trying to get, Tim, we need you to unite and somehow... which in this case, they're censoring two propagandists. So I know plenty of shows that are legitimately anti-war, You know, that's why they talk about like, oh, here, well, wait till he says it.
Anti-war is put into a bucket, right?
Look,
the bucket of
the people who are anti-war put into this one bucket.
do not touch the bucket of smear.
Don't touch the smear bucket.
You know, there's no anti-war movement.
There's no. I'm still gonna stop. Okay.
On the left, if it wasn't for people like Jimmy Dore, myself, Lee Camp.
There's no anti-war movement on the left. Seriously? I'm not talking about Sam Sater. You know, the Young Turks. He's saying he's not like, you know, which, of course, TYT is kind of at this point not really the boss, but you know, I mean, we know the real relationship, and we know if we're like viewers of Sam Sater, Tom Hartman, etc., like whether they're anti-war. Is he the only people who are anti-war? Is he lying? Is he lying, folks? Is he a liar? Is that a lie? Is that a conscious lie?
It's in Nico House. It's barely noticeable, Alex.
And Nico House.
Because people get demonetized. It's all about the money.
Oh yeah, man, absolutely.
Get demonetized.
It has to keep churning.
I just can't believe that so many people in the whole spectrum roll over to these wars just because they get a little bit of money. It's sick.
Yeah, you know, I was the same.
Is he saying that's what Cenk is doing? He's not saying. See, he's not saying really specifically like the real people. I would say it's like the legit left. We're not talking about like MSNBC. They're not specifically naming anybody. Notice that. I mean, they're just smearing. They're just spreading a dead smear. So they're not. They haven't been targeting the TYT at all, right? You know. So are they targeting them for being anti-war? You know. Okay.
Well, you know, under Obama, man, when I woke up, so to speak, Alex, man, I realized that Obama, he was starting more wars. He wasn't ending wars. I mean, when he came in, we were at war 2 places. By the time he left, we were at war 7 places. You know, we talk.
Not confusing. We know we're all like against what Obama did on the left.
About it on our comedy tour that, you know, he dropped more bombs, like 226,000.
He's saying like somehow.
Bombs. Obama dropped bombs until we ran out of bombs. So I was against the war then. I'm against it now. It has nothing to do with Trump. It has nothing to do with Obama. I'm just against war as a principle, brother.
Oh, I agree with you. I'm against offensive, preemptive war when we are siding with the bad guys.
Yet he, offensive, preemptive war. Of course, he's like, was a Trump supporter. So we're going to say like, and Trump just put Mike Pompeo. So if, you know, you believe the hype that Mike Pompeo is an insane right-wing nutball war hawk, yeah, whatever. So it's just like, and it was like, if you think that's a surprise, you know, I would say like, yeah, maybe you're getting your news from people who don't know what the fuck's going on.
Now, if somebody attacks us, that's not war, it's defense in my view, but it's the person that starts it, that's the war. The people fighting back's the defense. Back in 60 seconds, we're committing a big cardinal sin, a liberal and a libertarian together actually being anti-war. This is the big no-no. But this is America still, right?
He said a liberal there. Notice he said a liberal, okay? We know what a liberal is, right? Hillary Clinton and Obama are liberals, right? He didn't say progressive. Let's see if Tim Black calls it. And this is like the last, because you could go through and see that the whole thing is inconsistent. And then he's already lied in this to me. I don't know if you think he's being consistent, whatever, man. Then now let's see if he objects to being a liberal and say like, oh yeah, I'm a progressive and a socialist and whatever. Let's see if he says anything like that. Or if he just accepts the label liberal. I mean, if you don't, but these labels mean something. So if you don't understand like what they exactly mean, you know, a liberal and a progressive are not the same thing.
We'll be right back. Stay with us. The human herpes.
Well, they cut off. So before he could even say, hey, we have a liberal and a progressive. So I'm not going to like stick around for that because I'm going to go to my little criticism. And like I said, he's not cut me off there. How long are we at? We're at 20 minutes. I should maybe take a break. So I'm going to take this break on this one, and then I'm going to come back and do the rest of this part gear, because I like to break them up a little bit. So you can, anyways, on my comment.